Hi everyone, my name is Madison Thorne, and today I'm going to be talking about the burden of caregivers. So, caregivers are people who take care of other adults, many of whom are disabled. It is a long term commitment. Many caregivers are family members who are paid to take care of their loved one. Caregivers give medicine, help pay bills, help the person eat, bathe, get them dressed, give them food, provide emotional support, and just help them do other daily tasks. Being a caregiver is a stressful job, and it is shown that caregivers have higher levels of stress, anxiety, depression, and are at high risk for other mental health problems. The difficulties and stresses of taking care of people with disabilities has a big toll on the caregiver. Caregivers are not given the support that they need, and studies show that if a caregiver is given more support, then their levels of stress, anxiety, depression, and other mental health disorders decrease. Socioeconomic status has a big impact on the quality of life of caregivers. Multiple studies done in England have shown that caregivers who take care of people with disabilities of a lower socioeconomic status are more likely to have anxiety, depression, and other mental health issues. They are also shown to have an overall lower quality of life. It is because of the long hours of being a caregiver and the financial burden that they often face with the negative quality of life. So, a large percent of the caregiver population are older adults who are taking care of their adult children who also have disabilities. So, as the disabled population is getting older, so are their caregivers. The three main problems in this type of caregiving are perpetual parenting, cost and rewards, and planning. Perpetual parenting is when the parents are now reaching retirement age, but they're still being parents to their adult children. In cost and rewards, it is very costly to constantly be taking care of an adult their entire life, and planning is a big issue. Many of these parents are unsure of the future and how to continue planning as they are getting older along with their children. Stress that these caregivers face do not go away over the years, even after taking care of their children for the entire life, it stays the same. So, mothers and fathers are often the caregivers of children with disabilities, and mothers are two times more likely to have stress than other caregivers. Many times they are of a lower socioeconomic status, and as stated before, this affects their stress levels and anxiety levels. Fathers face stress while taking care of children with disability, and it has also been shown to put a strain on the relationship with the child and the relationship with the spouse. And the same goes for mothers. So, taking care of young children with disabilities can be very difficult. It has been shown that the level of a child's disability often determines the amount of stress that the caregivers face. It is a predictor of stress in mothers and fathers, and if the child has a more debilitating disability, it will cause more stress and an overall lower quality of life. So, caregiving over someone's lifespan shows that the stress does not decrease over time, but it stays the same. And caregivers who take care of someone over their whole lifespan are more susceptible to illness and other disease because they do not have regular checkups. They're more focused on caregiving and often get sick themselves, and they need more screening and more checkups. So, coping with stress is very important for caregivers. Mothers who have better coping skills have less levels of anxiety. Socioeconomic status, again, plays a role in this. Women of lower economic status have worse coping skills. Some strategies that people can use are support groups. There are many 2-week rehabilitation programs, and there are other specialized programs that are tailored for mothers of children with disabilities. As stated, specific tailored programs are one of the best ways that caregivers can de-stress and get and help learn coping skills for their anxiety and their depression. And as we know, the disabled population is the largest minority, and the caregivers are part of that minority, and they often are forgotten about. And it does create a domino effect. If the caregivers are not taken care of, then neither are the patients. So, thank you so much for listening. If you